But the goalkeeper was so slow to react, and Steve Marley, he's not going to miss from there.
Yeah, what Fulham don't want is, having got back level, they don't want to lose the initiative in this game, because they definitely had it in the early part of the half.
Marcelinho, low, dangerous, on and own goal! Oh, what a tragedy, what a disaster here! And would you believe it? He's rocketed it into his own net, and Hertha Berlin have the lead back from a very unlikely source.
Blackburn maintaining a real head of steam in this first half. Play through to Duff, inside to Dwight Yorke. Blackburn's opening goal somewhat inevitable. Play forward to Steve Marley. Great chance this for the Frenchman. He took his time but finished superbly. And Fulham deservedly level. It's taken some stick, Steve Marley. No doubt about the finishing there. Really had it all to do. And eventually slotting it past Neil. Now it's Fulham with a scent of victory in their nostrils as Louis Barmorte advances into the box, and surely that's a pen. Referee Mr. Dowd in no doubt whatsoever as Steve Marley steps up to take the penalty. Brad Friedel's been in fine form between the sticks for Blackburn. This game no exception. Marley against Friedel, who saves! Ewart Park erupts. Advantage Blackburn. Through to Duff, first time cross. Headers from Yorke, who puts Blackburn Rovers ahead via the unfortunate Rufus Brevitt. Wretched luck for Fulham.
November have been tough with only 4 points from a possible 15. However, the fact that 3 of those came against the mighty Liverpool was still some consolation. Still in Europe, Tigana's men were starting to feel the effects of the punishing schedule, and nobody shed too many tears when we exited the Worthington Cup in the first game of December.
Really taken a leaf out of Fulham's books this evening, and it's played forward to Ellington again. Wadu and Knight saying after you, and Ellington says thank you very much. Just 4 minutes remaining then. An increasingly impossible task it would seem for Fulham, who face humiliation here in the northwest. Forward by Clark to Boamorte. Is he going to squeeze it home? He does. Fulham have a hope with just 4 minutes remaining. Louis Barmorte with a splendid finish.
And again, Pierre Wome with this corner for Fulham. 0-0, 10 minutes gone here at Loftus Road, but Fulham having the better of it. Dangerous one from Wome, and there is Martin Jaitu, his first Fulham goal. Glanced home at the school end on 10 minutes, and Fulham are ahead. Pierre Wome's delivery pinpoint perfect, and Martin Jaitu ahead of Robinson to glance Fulham into the lead.
A great atmosphere. Davis with a shot that nearly got through, and the second one that nearly got through. Davis trying to stay down. Marley on the run. Nene staying with him, and Barmorte. Well, it was a moment in the move that really typified the pace this game has started at.
First ball comes through here.
just onside. I think the linesman's done the right thing there. He's got past his man. He's done brilliant here. He hasn't just whacked it across. He's waited, clipped it back, and it's just slightly mishit by Beaumarty. It's a wonderful chance. Just have a look at it here. You can see it's just probably caught the end of his toe as opposed to flush on the side foot. And I wonder will they rue that chance later on.
Good combination in the box. And a fantastic goal. Birmingham are ahead. It's that man Karofsky. He's looked dangerous early on, and he's given Birmingham the lead on 6 minutes. Barmorter hooks it towards Legwinski. Callum Willett now for Fulham, the substitute. Strong challenge from Darren Purse, who's been booked and is going to walk. Second bookable offence for Darren Purse, who walks on 69 minutes for an over-the-top challenge on Callum Willock. So Birmingham City down to 10 men.
Alain Goma still being roundly booed by the St James's Park crowd. Flanders are playing some football in his own box, rather too much football. Solano's lob. Newcastle have the lead entirely of Edwin van der Sar's making, really. Ball forward towards Bellamy. Sean Davis. Davis trying to make amends, but he's played it inadvertently into the path of young Bellamy again, who makes it look easy. Lovely left foot finish from Craig Bellamy. Steve Finnan for Fulham. Steve Malbronk. Finnan was making a run on the overlap, but Fulham still have possession. Steve Marlow. Finnan again. Marlow. Neat little ball into the path of Steve Finnan once more, and Facundo Sava finishes. Reaches into his sock for that trademark mask and salutes the travelling fans. A neatly worked goal. Finnan, Malbronk and Marley involved, and then Facundo Sava. An emphatic finish. Carrick with the corner for West Ham. Trying to clear there. Looks like a handball from Sylvain Legwinski. Look more of a ball to hand than the other way around, and Legwinski's also being booked to add further humiliation to what looked like a very dubious decision. Nevertheless, the Hammers have a spot kick. Sinclair against Taylor. Right foot, 1-1. Chance of a break here for City. Sean Wright-Phillips bringing it forward. Nicholas Anelka to his left. Runs in with a neat ball. Anelka, left foot shot. Angles past Taylor. And Nicholas Anelka proves what a quality striker he is.
By the end of the year, they were queuing up to get into the Fulham medical room. Out of Europe after an admirable 6-month adventure, Fulham's league form was suffering badly. But the opening game of 2003 allowed Tigernar's men the opportunity to exercise a few demons.
As far as injuries go this season, I guess we've had a fairly mixed season with probably the volume of injuries we've had hasn't been huge, but some of the injuries we've had have been quite substantial. When you look at some players like Barry Hales, who, as a result of a degenerative disc in his neck, which means one of the actual discs in between the vertebrae had worn down over time, and it's like an arthritic joint. But it got to the point where he was getting pressure of that disc on the nerves in his back, which was giving him constant pain down in his arm. So as a result, he had surgery where they came in through the front, they removed that disc, and then had to put a brace between the two vertebrae, put some bone in between, so they had to pack the joint with bone. And that kept him out for a number of months, as you would obviously realise it's a very important area of your neck and a very fragile area, and with the pressure that balls coming down from a great height and they have to head them, it had to be right up to scratch as far as his strength and control. But he's got back into playing now, and he's fantastic, so we had a fantastic result with that. And that was an unfortunate injury that just resulted from wear and tear. Other significant injuries that kept players out for a long period of time, Louis Saha's hamstring. Louis had a tear in his hamstring, but it wasn't a normal tear within the muscle itself. It occurred in between muscles, and there was bleeding in between muscles, which as a result the healing process was dramatically slowed, and he kept getting leaking of blood in this area, so it wouldn't heal up as a normal hamstring would. The fluid collection drained a number of times, and thankfully we've got an ultrasound, diagnostic ultrasound machine here, so we could have monitored the way the healing was going, and it kept him out for a longer period of time than a standard hamstring would. The option would be having surgery or not having surgery. You will always try and avoid surgery if you can, but in the end he ended up having surgery on his hamstring to actually make sure that the problem didn't come back, and he's obviously back into full training and playing now, and contributed to a large part of the second half of the season. Edwin van der Sar had an unlucky collision between himself and Alan Shearer when we played Newcastle, and he ended up fracturing one of the bones in his feet. And one of the problems of that is they're bones that tend to heal slowly, and they don't tend to heal in the precise way you'd like. So you have to be very cautious and careful in monitoring how the healing goes. So that kept him out for a number of months, particularly in the second half of the season. But thankfully he's back into full training and fully recovered now. And we were also very lucky, I guess, that Mike Taylor stepped up and got through without any injury problems through that period of time as well. So it's worked out well in that respect. Lee Clark was another one who had some problems with his calves. At the end of last season, Lee ended up having to have surgery on one of his calves to remove a fluid collection similar to Louis Saha. It was a fluid collection within the muscle area which wasn't healing properly. As a result, he was getting ongoing problems. He had surgery to heal that. Then during this season, he had another calf problem, but with the opposite calf. And we were very mindful of the problems he'd had previously, so we made sure we were very careful and cautious in the way we managed that, and thankfully we were, because it was following in the same direction. Had it have not been managed, I guess, with the knowledge of his previous problem, then it may well have been that he'd ended up going down the same road again with having surgery on that. I mean, it's not a particular problem with Clarkey at all, it's just the way his makeup is, and we don't expect to have any more problems with the area at all, but it was something that obviously kept him out for a while, which frustrated him, particularly after having problems late in last season, so he'd been sort of in and out over a period of time. But now thankfully he's back, and he's been playing some great games, back to full playing without any problem at all. We've had minor